Yesterday, I made you guys kind of upset with me, and I do apologize, but this channel exists to put out information as to what people are doing online, and the important part is how to counter it. So today, I'm going to show you guys how to shut down the under center rollout glitching. Yesterday, we broke it down. It basically works out of any under center formation in the game. You don't need extra tight ends to do it effectively if you know how to scramble and roll out at the right angle. Today, I'm going to show you guys the easy way to shut this down. In fact, I've actually done this tip before here on the channel this very year, but with how Madden is very topical, things become meta, or, you know, I can put a video out. I just dropped my controller. I can put a video out on something that maybe isn't super meta that I'm saying is going to be meta, and it might not hit and kind of explode at that point in time. But like this topic with the rollout glitch that I did discuss a while back here on the YouTube channel is now meta. So you're seeing a lot of players out there starting to do this out of a variety of different offenses. So I wanted to do this tip again because I think it's really topical. Enough yapping. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to do this here. We are going to go into our coach settings and we are going to set purples to 0, guys. This is very, very important, okay? Purples to 0 are the best way to deal with the rollout glitch. Now, I'm going to show you guys the wrong way or the inconsistent version of this tip first, and then I'm going to give you guys the more consistent way to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into something like big nickel over G. And just for the sake of consistency, let's run yesterday's formation, which was under center X nasty, which, by the way, I miss that formation so much. Maybe I'll start becoming a rollout glitcher. But the way that we're going to attack this is by taking defensive linemen and putting them into a purple. Now, the problem with defensive ends in purples is that there's a couple of different things that can sometimes occur. The first, sometimes if it's a compression formation like the one you see here, Clay Matthews in a 0-yard purple's great, but he might get bumped into by the release of Travis Kelce or either of the other two receivers in this bunch look. So that's something that's very hard to avoid. The other thing that is an issue is that sometimes when you use purple zones on D linemen or outside linebackers, even if they're set to 0, the game will get little zone chucks, or basically the zone version of press animations, and they'll get hung up doing those press animations instead of getting into their assignment. So basically with this, the goal is that we want to click the right analog stick in on the controller as soon as the quarterback starts to sprint out to the outside. Now, this is going to be really tough for me to do with the offensive controller, so I'm going to try to click in the right analog stick with the back of my hand while I'm rolling out. But if you run into somebody that does this rollout situation on you, you basically are going to, as soon as you see them do this, you're going to click the stick to send that guy, and that's going to make him have to ditch the ball so much sooner because people want to get immediately out to the sideline on this particular trick. So with this tactic, essentially, we're not allowing the player that they're trying to glitch out to dumb out on a bad pursuit angle. Yesterday was all about this guy basically taking too far an inside pursuit angle and giving up leverage to the outside, giving up the contain, if you will. With this one, we're telling him, nah, man, go out there. We know we're playing a rollout spammer. Go out and play a 0-yard purple. I want you to get out there immediately. Now, if I'm the defensive player, again, I'm holding the offensive controller and trying to send this guy immediately with my back of my hand. But at this point, I'm clicking in the stick to send this player, because the way that the send the spy mechanic works is it's really send the nearest non-blitzing defender. It could be a man coverage assignment. It could be a zone coverage assignment. Whoever is closest to the line of scrimmage that is in a non-blitz assignment will get sent. So in this case, we set the guy to 0. He's basically running the line of scrimmage out wide. He is going to immediately then pursue the quarterback, which is going to prevent him from, 1, getting to the edge and scrambling, and 2, actually having time to allow some of those deep skinny post bombs or the super deep corner routes to develop. I mean, you see right here, this corner route, depending on the shell you call, of course, this corner route is not even to the numbers yet. You see right here, we got this player Flowers running the corner. He's not even to the numbers by the time contact is basically being made on the quarterback. So this is a really nice way of dealing with it. But like I said, sometimes defensive ends will get these really weird chuck animations, and it's just inconsistent, and you'll kind of get frustrated with it. So basically when you do this, I just want to make you guys aware that that is something that can occur. I can't tell you how many times I've, tried to run this with a D end and he's just accidentally pressed somebody or bumped into somebody. You know, it's great when, you know, you have him go straight out to the flat and it works immediately. But if you notice the defensive end is getting hung up, this is where we're going to take this tip to the next level. Because if that player does jam, you guys basically just want a defensive end in a 3-4 alignment or a dollar type alignment, or a defensive tackle that you can somehow get into a purple to be able to play this assignment. If you guys are enjoying today's video, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Your likes help tell YouTube that this is a good video that will help other people, and it pushes the video out for other people to see. I really appreciate all the support. You guys have been nailing so many like goals lately. I would really appreciate if you would do this one as well. So here we are back in 3-2, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up like maybe a little cover 3 cloud. And what we're going to do here is defensive ends, obviously in a 4-3, get purple zones. Defensive ends in a 3-4 also will as well. So when it comes to this rollout, what we're going to do is we are going to take this spread out defensive lineman and we are going to put him in a purple and we are going to pinch. And this is going to be great anyways, because a lot of these under center formations, a lot of players will do this out of jumbo. Take, for instance, the Steelers book with jumbo heavy and some of their ace personnel under center. But the cool thing about this is this allows us to have Clay Matthews in a purple pinched in where he can't really get, one, bumped into by the receivers as they release, and two, he's not going to get the jam animation himself because he's basically lined up in the B gap. So now when we go to do our rollout, even if they want to throw that double team icon on him, he's basically going to run straight out to the flat. So again, we snap this ball, he runs out, I click the stick to send him, and now I've got to throw the ball under duress. Now, of course, right there, we don't have a flat defender. I would probably still make sure that you have like a cloud flat and a hard flat on that side because we are using the purple as kind of our hard flat, if you will. One thing that I would definitely recommend doing here if you're facing this is to probably make sure that your zone drops for your blues are off, which will allow you to make sure that you have, you know, basically a defense that will kind of look something like this, where you're going to have a cloud flat that you can back up for a deeper corner, and then a hard flat out here that you can use to defend the check down. So now we have the 0-yard player, a hard flat, and then a little bit, you know, deeper flat zone underneath an outside third. So again, when they go to do this and roll out, even if they are double teaming, you're going to roll out, and then again, you're going to hit that button to send him. And you see now we have to make a decision a lot sooner. Okay, so this is going to work to, you know, the rollout side, obviously. And of course, if you want to, you always have the freedom, you know, especially the dollar players, you always have the freedom to run, you know, 2 of these. So if you want to go purple here, you know, so many of these rollout players are going to roll out right away anyways. You could go ahead and blitz these guys off the edge. So that way, if they are, you know, going to sit in the pocket, you still have 3 guys rushing. You just blitz your user to make sure that if they stay put in the pocket, you know, your nose tackle can still shed. But if they do roll out, yeah, these 2 are not going to be nearly as, you know, valuable to you because they're going to get glitched out. But at least you'll have this guy that can kind of, you know, protect you. So again, here, when you go to do this rollout, as long as, you know, you're sending the player, you got to do this here. You know, I'm sending this. You see that, like, again, you're not getting time to throw a crossbody post or a deep corner or a fade over the top. It's something pretty quick out in the flat under duress. Now, also keep in mind that most of these players don't run gutsy scramblers. So when you think about that too, the fact is that they're going to have to live on making all these throws with this guy in their grill. Eventually, they're going to take it under pressure because they're scrambling outside the pocket, and they're going to throw a wildly inaccurate ball, whether it's a crossbody pick in the middle of the field, or they airmail a corner route straight to an outside third for an interception, or, you know, a big 4th down, they take it under pressure inaccurate and they throw it for a turnover on downs. These are the types of things that are going to happen with this tactic. So yeah, even while they can glitch out this guy, they are not going to be able to live consistently throwing, you know, against this guy. One other thing that I want to leave you with is, sometimes when you click the stick to send Clay Matthews, it would behoove you to click onto him. So you're roaming the middle of the field, you click the stick to send him. Now all of a sudden your opponent's thinking, oh, I'm going to dump this down. If you're an advanced player, press the B button or the circle button to click on to Clay and peel him back in coverage and intercept this ball. I can't tell you how many times over the years this tactic has been used in comp Madden. One that comes to mind is Drini versus Jay himself years ago in the Jags Club series, and that's a very valuable tactic that you can use on this as well. So this is the way that I like to counter the rollout glitch under center. It is a headache. Every single time you face this offense, it is going to be a headache. Obviously, most players that run this are just trying to roll out and chuck a corner out or a deep skinny post. There are players out there that know how to operate in the pocket when constrained by these types of defenses. So, you know, this isn't going to be a solve for the players that actually can pass in the pocket from under center. But for the players that basically say, hey, I can't throw unless I'm on the run, you know, glitching a roaming dead eye, this is going to be a great way to make them have to make decisions more quickly, which is the whole reason they're doing this to begin with. Is they don't like making quick decisions. They like rolling out and buying time. So put them back on a timer with this tip. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you think of these tips. Hopefully you guys like them. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.